This break is brought to you by Netflix. Head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV or simply click the banner below this video and you guys will gain access to a whole bunch of TV shows and movies that you can stream directly to your console, computer, and even your mobile devices. Now, when is taking a risk not a risk? Gamasutra actually got an interview with ArenaNet Global Brand Director Christopher Lyle, and they were talking a little bit about the future of the MMO design. Now, what did Chris have to say about taking risks with MMOs? We've got GameBreaker writer Jason Winter here with a little bit more on that topic. Jason?
Well, what he said is that companies aren't doing it enough, taking risks, and that taking the safe route and sticking with like traditional mechanics might actually be riskier these days than trying something new. Obviously, he references Guild Wars 2 a lot, talks about how it's mixing things up with dynamic events, breaking the Trinity, the payment model, and so on. And he finishes by saying, people will call this risky, but we think it's riskier just to churn out the same MMO that everyone has played before.
To an extent, I think I can kind of understand and agree that, being as a lot of MMO fans are kind of getting over the typical fantasy style setting. But are his statements something that you can agree with, or is he maybe just kind of saying that Guild Wars 2 is revolutionary because that's the game that he's working on?
Well, obviously, a little bit of both, but I pretty much agree with him. I mean, I think we've reached the saturation point, like you said, of the same old MMO design. And really, whether you like Guild Wars 2 or you like how Terra is doing things or the Secret World, it's hard to argue that MMO companies are definitely being forced to try new things. You look at a safe game like the Old Republic, and people are kind of getting tired of that in record time. And they look at when Elder Scrolls Online was announced, and the first thought that people had when they heard about it was, oh, it's just like WoW, it sounds like WoW. And they really went nuts. They said they wanted something different. And that kind of attitude, I think, has really achieved the mainstream in MMOs now.
How do you think we've gotten to this point where companies like ArenaNet feel that they have to kind of take these kinds of risks to ensure that their game is going to be successful?
One thing you hear about in customer service and marketing is the 20-80 rule, which says 20% of the people make 80% of the noise. In a game, those 20% are the really dedicated players, ones on forums or whatever, and going on about this or that. The problem is when a company caters too much to those 20%, those very loud vocal minority, they risk alienating the other 80%, which represent a lot more of the company, a lot more income. But I think that was the attitude for a while. But I think that now it's gotten to where more and more people are getting dissatisfied, are voicing their opinions about these sort of things. And the balance has shifted enough so that you have to, as a company, cater to a larger number of people who are dissatisfied with the way things are going now. And I think that's another way in which Chris is correct.
Right. It's definitely something that's interesting, and it's definitely something Guild Wars 2 has going for it. How much it shakes up the MMO industry, only time can tell. So we will keep you updated right here on GameBreaker TV as things come out and all of your Guild Wars information. Also, be sure to catch Guildcast Tuesday at 6 p.m. PDT right here on GameBreaker TV. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.